If Michael played in this era, he'll average 50.
40 easy.
45, 50.
50 a game.
Would average whatever you want it to average.
It's going to be lights out, baby.
Stop. Enough with the glazing, the fanboy narrative and the nostalgia. Let's finally answer the question that's been asked in barbershops, group chats, and panels. Would Michael Jordan still be the GOAT if he played today? By the end of this video, you'll have your answer. Let's start with the three-point revolution. The three-point line was first introduced by the NBA during the 79-80 season to help trailing teams and reduce contact around the basket. In the finals of that same year, both teams attempted a grand total of 20 shots behind the arc. Guess how many they made? 1. Fast forward to today's game, and the 3 has taken center stage. Last year's NBA Finals series saw both teams shoot a staggering total of 359 three-pointers and made 118. The game hasn't just changed, it's been mutated. Now, if you consider that the percentage of total shots from the paint stayed more or less the same, the three-point explosion came at the expense of the mid-range. Where does that leave the mid-range maestro Michael Jordan? Well, the NBA has published a list of the 50 greatest shooting guards in NBA history, a list that includes both active and retired players. By comparing Jordan's three-point stats to shooting guards playing today, we can see how the position has evolved over the years, with players not only shooting more threes, but at a better clip. Jordan's career three-point percentage was 32.7% at 1.7 attempts per game. Compare that with the best active players on the list, and what you get is mind-blowing. Devin Booker, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Bradley Beal, and Klay Thompson. The increase in both volume and efficiency is staggering. Now, I know what you're thinking. If Jordan played today, he'd shoot more threes, hit more threes, become a modern-day sniper. My scientific answer to that is, would he? If he didn't do it back then, what makes you believe he'd do it now? The three-point revolution in today's game wasn't created by coaches or systems. It was created by players. A player, to be exact.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang!
Steph Wardell Curry started bombing threes because he realized he could make them. He realized he had the cheat code. Jordan's cheat code was his mid-range game. He wasn't shooting as many threes because he didn't agree with his mentality, his approach to the game. How do I know?
My three-point shooting is something that I don't want to excel at because it takes away from all phases of my game. My game is a fake drive to the hole, penetrate, dish off, dunk, or whatever. And when you have that mentality, as I found out in the first game, of making threes, you don't go to the hole as much. You go to the three-point line and you start sitting there waiting for someone to find you. And that's not my mentality. And I don't want to create that because it takes away from my other parts of my game.
Jordan was the most ruthless competitor in sports history, an apex predator, the guy who wanted to win at all costs, the guy who created imaginary beefs to get him going, the guy who used to bet the equipment manager just for the thrill of winning. Any edge he could get, he milked it to the max. You think that a man like Jordan would settle for twos if he could make threes? Don't answer just yet, because the three-point line is not the only thing that would challenge Jordan's GOAT status in today's game. The real challenge would come in an opponent that lives and breathes outside the four lines of a basketball court. Its name? Social media.
Breaking news. NBA superstar Michael Jordan punches teammate Steve Kerr during Bulls practice. The incident, which occurred earlier today at the Bulls training facility, has sent shockwaves through the NBA community. Social media was swiftly overtaken by reactions as the story gained traction. A growing number of voices across the basketball community began to criticize Jordan, turning the incident into a flashpoint of public controversy. The Bulls organization has yet to issue an official statement, but one thing is clear. The spotlight on Chicago just got even brighter. Is this an isolated incident or a sign of deeper tensions within the team?
Do you get the difference? In 1995, this whole thing was a footnote, another headline that dies before the ink dries. In 2025 though, this is a global shitstorm. TikTokers reenact it. Logan Paul challenges MJ to a boxing match. The whole shebang. And again, I know what you'll say. Jordan is the master of composure, a killer. Pressure wouldn't affect him one bit. Are you sure? Last time I checked, Jordan took a year-long hiatus bang in the middle of his prime because of pressure. Apparently, GOATs have feelings too. To really understand what media pressure can do to a player, just look at what Dennis Rodman had to say about it. Few players embodied the don't give a damn attitude quite like Rodman. In a candid moment, the infamous Worm explained how the weight of media scrutiny affected him during his time with the Chicago Bulls.
It's just not basketball that we have to deal with on this team. It's not just it's the pressure of the bullshit, the public pressure, the media pressure. Basketball is simple. It's a simple game, but when you leave this confined zone, it's hard. It's hard.
But wait, there is more. Jordan's lifetime struggles with gambling are well documented. In 1993, after a Game 1 loss to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, Michael Jordan found himself at the center of a media attack after a late-night trip to Atlantic City Casino alongside his father. The next day, Jordan looked visibly fatigued, shooting a dismal 12 for 32 as the Bulls dropped Game 2. While the incident sparked controversy, it was largely brushed aside, and the team was able to continue. Can you fathom this happening today? It would probably overshadow the playoffs, derail the Bulls' championship run, and ultimately change the GOAT debate forever. Who cares about social media? Focus on the game. MJ is the best player we've ever seen, a two-way player that can score on anyone and lock down the best player on the opposing team, especially today. Debatable. Let's begin with the things we agree on. Jordan was a predator on defense. He was the 1988 Defensive Player of the Year. Now, let's stop looking at things at face value and actually analyze information. Who did he have to guard? Mark Price, Ron Harper, Larry Nance, Adrian Dantley. Today, he'd face LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Steph Curry. The talent disparity is bigger than Kyle Kuzma's sweater sleeves. And here is the kicker. The talent is not just limited to superstars. In 1997-1998, 18 players averaged 20 plus points across the league. Fast forward to 2025, and the number is 50. Even role players are walking buckets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jordan had to deal with hand-checking in every possession. Defenses were much tougher. In today's softer NBA, Jordan would score even more easily. I'll just flip the argument. Consider this. Hand-checking allowed Jordan to be physical and use his strength to create separation when attacking. Today, he could be called for offensive fouls. Number 2. Jordan's aggressive defensive style would lead to more fouls, limiting his playing time and effectiveness. Number 3. Zone defense only became legal during the 01-02 season to improve the flow and reduce teams' dependence on isolation plays, neutralizing the very play that Jordan thrived on. He himself admitted that if teams were able to play zone defenses, he never would have had the career he did. What are you yapping about? Jordan went 6-0 in the finals. He dismantled everyone in his way. Yes, he did. But I get the feeling there's an uncomfortable truth that Jordan fans tend to forget. When Jordan faced super teams in their prime, he came out on the losing side. The Bird McHale Paris Celtics in 86 and 87, losses. The Isaiah Dumars Lambeer Pistons in 88-89, losses. He only beat super teams when they were aging, like the Lakers in 91. Now, take that cold hard fact and apply it to this era, the era of the super team. The Popovich Spurs with their beautiful pass and cut game, the 73-win Warriors with the best shooting duo in NBA history, the Kevin Durant Warriors with 4 first-ballot Hall of Famers, the Heatles with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. What about the Celtics with Rondo, Allen, Pierce, and Garnett? The level of talent Jordan would face now makes his 90s competition look like a high school tournament. This is men versus boys. So, would Michael Jordan still be the GOAT if he played today? My take? In a league of superstars, he'd be another bright, shining star. But the greatest? I highly doubt that. What's your take?